Why, hello there, and welcome to the stream. Welcome, everybody. Happy to have you here. I once again forgot to swap it to news and politics before starting the stream, so hopefully that doesn't mess with the. I had a sneaking suspicion that that kind of messes with the algorithm a little bit when I do that. So hopefully tonight's stream isn't like dead on arrival kind of thing, but we will see about that. Hello, one and all. Happy to have you here. We have Aji, I think. I'm not sure exactly. But hello. Taylor Zen, hello. Sydney, welcome. And hello. Yes, hello. Hello everybody. Happy to have you here. We had a couple people following recently. Moonlit Reader, hello. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Nano VV, thank you for the follow on Twitch as well. And hello everybody. Dispulsion, Katana, Moonglitch, hello everybody. Happy to see everybody. We are doing a little bit of a stream tonight. We are doing a little stream. I have some stuff I want to talk about. We're gonna record a video, and I'm looking forward to it. I tried a little look that I did at a festival. Sort of like instead of doing like normal winged liner, I just put like circles there. And then, I did the white liner at the corner of my eye. Hello, health, welcome. And I think it looks like I think it would have looked better if I had used not purple. I think the purple looks a little bit like a bruise, just a little bit. Sea turtle, hello, surprise stream. Actually, no, it is Wednesday, and Wednesday is stream day. The stream yesterday was just to make up for uh missing Monday. So this is my normally scheduled um Wednesday stream. And I do have to say that this one will not be as long as last night because I have a friend who's hosting some fire spinning at their house. And the weather is gorgeous. It's gonna be a beautiful night, and I would love to spin some fire with my friend. I haven't seen them in like a month or so. So I'm, just I want to be able to go do that. So it will not be like a 3 or 4 hour stream tonight. But that's okay. That is okay. Pretty. Thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome, Mr. I like the look, sort of. I just think that maybe the purple wasn't like the right color choice. Maybe just black would have worked. I was just wanted to try something different. I've been doing that. Like I don't play with makeup very much. Like I don't really play around with it like at all. And I want to do more of that. Like I feel like I'm kind of boring with it, and I could use a little more creativity in the expression of my makeup, I think. Um, that's just me personally. Like I do the same look like every day, and you just get a little bored of it. Get a little bored of it, which is totally fine, totally normal, understandable. And I am by the way, I'm pinning my link tree in the chat, both chats. So if you want to check out my other socials, you are free to do so. You just have to click that link. It'll pop open into a new tab with all of my various socials. We have a Discord. We have my Instagram where I share flow art stuff if you want to see my passion, the thing that I love more than anything else. Instagram is the way to do that. Um, yeah, I got the Twitch and the YouTube. You can watch on whichever platform you want. Hello, everybody. Lord Nebo, welcome. And I did want to just say, please go ahead and hit that like button on the YouTube stream if you're watching. That would help me out a bunch as we get going here. It would just be very lovely to have that. So, we are going to record a video today. We are going to be talking about the uh the FBI stuff, unfortunately. And I'm trying to see if there's a good article on that. I I'm a little confused because I don't see it. Hold on, I don't see it on Aaron in the Morning. I kind of assumed. Uh, let's see here. Let's see. I don't think Aaron has made an article about the FBI 2026 budget. Which is interesting. The what how do you say that? The Tushin Tushine? I have no idea. I'm so sorry. But hello, welcome. Happy to have you here. Um, give me a second. Let me see if I can find someone I thought shared an article about the uh okay, well here's this. We've got the one Substack thing for the Tennessee bill. Um it's interesting. I can't find the article that I was seeing earlier on the FBI budget stuff. Um, yeah, let me. Hey there, Snuffy. Welcome. Happy to have you all here. Um. Oh, okay. Here we go. We've got an article on the Advocate, which is not something that I am super familiar with, but um I think it should work. Let's see here. New budget. Seeing some increase for counterterrorism measures, increased language. Um, right. Yes. Okay. I see a fuzzy baby. Yes. Freddy is a very fuzzy baby. Let me. Boop. There he is. Look at him, all fuzzy and cozy and stinky, and that's my boy. That's my stinky boy. My stinky cuddly boy. I do love him very much. It's a rare day that I wear white, by the way. So enjoy it while it lasts, because it'll never happen again. I'm just kidding, but not something I do very often. Hey there, Chunky. Good evening, or at least as good as it can be in these hard times. I feel that. My packages are being opened, USPS, FedEx, but not the US mail. Guess I'm on some kind of list. Oh, that's weird. Sorry to hear that. Trump hates free speech. The Pope literally just said war is bad and he went bonkers. I know, right? Like that's so wild. Him going after the Pope is just kind of funny, to be totally honest. It's just like I don't know. Like I don't like the Pope, I don't like Catholicism, but like I mean like Pope Leo is a good pope in terms of popes, but like still not a good person because well, in my opinion, I'm not big on Catholicism, but that's okay. That's all right. Creature feature featuring the creature. That is true. Um we love him very much. Yes, he is a very, very good boy. I do love my Fred. We are all on lists. That's true. That is probably true at this point. That is part of what we are going to be talking about today. We are going to be recording a video, and honestly, I might do that sooner rather than later, just because I think it might be nice to get it out of the way. I usually record the videos like after I stream for a bit, but I think it might be fine. It might be fine. Also, hey Quinn, hey Jackie, welcome both of you. And Sleepy Boy, I was interviewed by DHS back in 2012 for spreading Marxist ideology in an Ohio prison. No doubt my info is on file. That's just so wild, isn't that? Like you think about like the Red Scare days or whatever, and like the communist scare or whatever, and it's like you kind of think that we are beyond that in a lot of ways, but actually, like McCarthyism never really died. It just sort of got uh like a little lamer in the sense of like they're not as brutal or aggressive as they used to be about it. But like for sure the FBI and CIA are still targeting people about that kind of stuff, and there's still covert operations to try to like disenfranchise uh socialist movements and stuff like that. Neither do I. I will drag him all day on trans issues and naturalistic fallacy, but being upset about the Pope condemning war. WTF? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It's yeah. Yep. Super true. It got better at hiding itself, is what I usually say. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just it's more it's less overt than it used to be back in the day is essentially what it is. But you still have a lot of issues with that happening in our country, unfortunately. Trantifa. Fascists don't change, they rebrand. That is true. That is super true. I'm curious to see if what happens with Hungary and with the fall of Viktor Orban. I mean like the person that they got instead of Orban is only like marginally better, but it's not, like it is the removal of a 16-year leader. And so that's kind of good. But again, like it's sort of like it's that kind of thing where it sort of just feels like Hungary just rebranded their fascism or something. Like the new leader, it used to be a part of Orban's party and left over some disagreements. But like if you were originally part of the Orban party, doesn't really necessarily say to me that you're like principally opposed to fascism. You're just opposed to Orban's fascism. So like this new Peter Magyar, however I have no fucking clue how to say his name, but like this new guy, not a lot of hope there for him. When you look into the Patriot Act, you get perspective of how dystopian our country is. Yes, the Patriot Act is a very dystopian thing, and it's funny because it's called the Patriot Act. Um, oops. Oh, goody. Complaining about what Trump took from us? Sweet. I'm an honest to God sea captain in the U.S. Merchant Marine, and I lost my security clearance for being trans uh, about 7 months ago. That sucks. I'm sorry that happened to you. The guy who got in is like Newsom. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Like a capitalist shill, who like it's not really an improvement. Like it is in some ways, but in a lot of ways, it's not. Reminds me that we're in for many years of MAGA light after this all blows over. Well, we will actually see about that. That's not necessarily for sure, Like um it's kind of it's hard to tell whether MAGA extremism is going to be able to be maintained after Trump leaves. Like the version of MAGA that exists right now, no. It's not gonna exist anymore. It's just not gonna happen. But like, will the MAGA movement completely fall apart after Trump? I think likely, yeah. It's not like these people are brought together by strong emotions or deep principles. Like a lot of these people in the Trump administration are opportunistic, power hungry freaks, right? And so like they are likely to turn on each other the second it's convenient because they don't have any loyalty. They don't have any, like no one has any of that, especially Trump. Trump doesn't have any of that either. So, like after Trump's gone, obviously the MAGA movement will lose a shit ton of momentum and like people will become like no one will be able to maintain the charisma that Trump has. And so if someone tries to step into Trump's shoes and act like him, they will not have the cult of personality to back it up. And we have seen how powerful that cult of personality is. We have seen that like Trump can basically do whatever he wants and stranglehold the entire Republican Party, rebrand it, restructure it to function around him. And it kind of just goes to show how like our idol culture has really really created this situation in a lot of ways. And that's something I want to talk about more because I think it's not something that we talk about a lot, but we have a tendency as a country in the Western world to have this mindset of looking for someone who's going to save the day for us, like looking for someone who's going to do everything and save everything and fix everything and put everything to right or whatever. But that's just not gonna happen. Like, there's this quote from a Decca song that I really like, and I don't remember the exact quote, but it's like, you should be suspicious when you hear a leader say that they're going to fix everything. Like, that should make you suspicious because that is not what they do. That is not what they are here to do, and that is not what any of them is trying to do. Um, so I find that to be kind of important to think about quite often, is that like, like on both sides, no one wants to fix any of this shit. Nobody. Let me read a little bit here. Oh Lord. Uh, Actually, he is better than Newsom because he at least doesn't rhetorically throw people under the bus every chance he gets. I don't know their positions on everything, so hard to say. It's gotten to a point where I've come to believe the fight for our rights will probably be constant, so we got to keep up that persistent energy rather than constantly giving your 100%. Yeah, no, for sure. And like that's something that I think that was kind of one of the issues with the early 2000s is that like I live, living through that era, you sort of felt like progressivism was just like this inevitable thing. Like it didn't really feel like anything I specifically did would like create like a difference in that movement. It kind of just felt like, well, progressivism, like social first, let me be very clear. Social progressivism is just happening, right? Like it just felt like that's just the way things were moving or whatever. And so everyone got a little bit complacent. Like, our trans elders and the queer elders in our community fought extremely hard to get us where we are today and made very many sacrifices. And I don't want us to have to do the same thing, but I do think that it would be essentially a dishonor to them if we don't put the effort in to try to maintain or continue the civil rights movement that they started and sacrificed so much to get to where it is, So, I, yeah, I think that's important. Carney could strengthen Canada, and NDP can go slightly on military issues, and Canada will save the world in the future. I'm not like huge on I don't think Carney's that great. Like he's just a neo-lib, right? Um I work at school and the world history teacher asked what some examples of dictators. Someone said Trump, to which he said, Trump isn't a dictator. Oh my god. Let's give that a couple years and then see what the history books have to say about it. Actually, it really depends who's writing those history books, but yeah. That's sad that the history teacher uh didn't like pretty much is. 64-year-old transgender woman veteran. Whenever I have an appointment at the VA hospital, I have what I call my uniform, a trans flag top, progress flag skirt, trans socks, pink fedora, trans jewelry. Wow, that's awesome. Stay safe out there too, by the way. That's awesome that you're repping so much though. And thank you for everything you do. The people gaslighting the MAGA masses will rebrand. Whoever buys the BS after that is a toss up for sure. Yeah. We grew up taught this idea that it could never happen here, and I think that's one part of why kind of we become domesticated, for lack of a better word. Yeah, like I said, like there was a complacency in the American population where we sort of just assumed like we're too good for this or we moved too far, we've progressed too much. But, evil people exist and still, like white nationalism and white supremacy and Christian nationalism and all this stuff, like all these really evil forces still exist and still function at high levels in our government. If anything, they've been clawing for power over the past 10 to 15 years to set this up. So like really while we were getting complacent and allowing and just like letting social progressivism continue, the right was setting the things up for this. They were preparing, getting people in power, preparing for this kind of eventual um sort of like fabricated backlash actually. Let's be very clear that like this culture war bullshit backlash against the social progressivism is like literally just fabricated by the right wing. Like no one actually cares. And the people that do care are losers and freaks and don't deserve to have their opinions cared about. Tucker Carlson and MTG are even worse than Trump. In what ways? I don't know what ways you mean, honestly. At least a word I can think of off the top of my head. I'm seeing a lot of videos popping up on YouTube about the word worldwide famine because of the Iran war. I think maybe it's a bit of a reach, but something to keep in mind. What do you mean it's a reach? I don't know what you mean by that, but I mean that's really sad. It makes sense though because, it's important. Like We have built our entire global economy on the oil and gas bullshit. And so, it's so stupid that Trump, you know, axed all of the green energy stuff, did all that shit, and basically forced our reliance on coal or like or not coal, on gas, uh forced it to happen, and then, you know, fucked up the entire global supply chain, which is just so stupid. Newsom is just a red carpet leading up to Tucker Carlson. Lethal sub, welcome. Elect me. I'm going to fix everything. Oh, okay. That sounds good. No, I'm just kidding. Carney said Canada is strong, but it has potential to be better. He ran on pro Canada rather than complaining. Uh, the fight has to be on both sides. Um, yes, like against the class, you mean? Or like, hey there, Ashlyn. Welcome. I'm glad you made it to the stream. Hello, someone whose name I can't pronounce. Uh, Sharina, hello. Still fighting for equality for all. True. I'm fighting hard in biology. Non-genetic cellular factors are being accepted at light speed. Non-genetic cellular factors. Do you mean like hormonal factors? Like for genetic expression? Is that what you're talking about? It has a lot to do with my arguments online. How is Carney with the indigenous population in Canada? I have no idea. Carney is continually getting worse, as to be expected. Also, welcome Evelyn. Um, will I film a video? Will I film a video today? Yes, actually, and we are going to do that very soon. Once I catch up on chat here and finish this kind of conversation we're on. Very good. Lots of reparations and consultations on pipelines. Oh, okay, that's good to hear. Just got here. What's with the title? Hey there, String. We're gonna be talking about this thing. You'll see. Technically, he doesn't have the title, but acting like the title dictator. Yes, yeah. Like it's really one of those things where like this is all moving so fast that like we aren't going to be able to say definitively until after the fact, whether Trump's just a fascist or whether he's a dictator or whatever. Like he certainly is acting like one, but I'm not sure exactly what the specific everything he does is with indigenous consent first. 42-year-old trans woman veteran, you know me, I'm doing the work, but gods, am I tired? It gets so tiring. I appreciate everything you're doing, Kira. I'm sorry you're so tired. Whenever I go to the VA, I never wear that stuff. Then again, I am always trying to show folks that we are just a different normal. I appreciate that, Shelly. Like, I do feel like, like it's good. Like, I do advocate for people being visual or visible and like, like wearing pride stuff out. I think that that's good. Um, I don't know. Like, I, I do think that there is something to disrupting the status quo and like doing something a little bit uncomfortable for other people. But I could see how maybe people would take that and then interpret that as like, oh, look at this person who's uh I don't know. I don't have the perfect answer on that. I can understand both sides of the argument where it's like it's more important to be visual than to care about whether people think that's cringe or not, or whether you're like doing it too loud or whatever. But like like I think it turns into a point where you can't like, what's the point of even talking about that? You know what I mean? I think it's like it's up to everyone's personal preference. I think if someone's willing to wear that much pride gear, like kind of good for you because it's a risk you're taking onto yourself. But like if someone doesn't feel comfortable wearing that much pride gear, then like I get that as well. Like I probably would be the more not like subtle, but like I would probably not wear like a full outfit of different pride stuff. I'd probably wear like a pride bandana or something like that. You know what I mean? But that's just like my own personal preference. And I also struggle with the fact that like I don't like wearing colors. The only colors I like wearing are purple and pink. And so like for me, I don't really like wearing rainbow shit, like, and that's not anything against pride or whatever, but it's literally just that I just don't enjoy the vibes or aesthetic of like rainbow stuff or pride, like pride colored stuff. Most of the time doesn't really fit my outfit or my style. So I'm more prone to wear something that's like a little more, uh, like a little less, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm beating the horse to death. It's fine. Ask the teacher who she sees as more corrupt than the current leaders, Russia or USA. Yeah, I don't know. I ain't a part of that. We've been fighting a long time. Let's see. Republicans and Democrats are in the same bed. Yeah, like the Democrats are definitely complicit, and I think it's impossible to argue otherwise. How am I doing? I'm doing fine. The flow arts community is keeping me sane. Like I've talked about this before, but like if you're following news and politics, like if you're watching this stream right now, you should be doing things to try to maintain your sanity. And like genuinely, the flow arts community is keeping my hope, if like my faith in humanity alive and giving me reasons to live and look forward to the future. And it's just like you cannot let news and politics consume your entire being. You need to have other hobbies, interests, things going on. But like, yeah, I mean, I'm doing great. Like I've said this probably a number of times, but for me, the past 2.5 years or whatever since I started transitioning have been me being the happiest I've ever been in my entire life, while the world feels like it's absolutely crumbling around me. So me personally, I'm doing fucking great. But, like, it feels terrible to say that when the world is in such a shit fucking place, you know what I mean? I think a good step is a good way to describe it. Tucker is far right and believes in patriarchal terms. Well, why are we talking about Tucker again? I don't know why we're talking about Tucker, to be honest. Carney is a good wartime leader. Canada's technically at war with us right now. Yeah, like an economic war, trade war. I absolutely love how your eye makeup coordinates with your bandana. Also, hi everyone, just joined it. Oh, welcome, Usp. And thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. I've got the purple on instead of the, and I feel like it looks too much like a bruise, but that's just me being self-critical. Iran produces 20% of fertilizer for farmers. True. I don't think it's necessarily fabricated. I think we need to deal with the contradictions with honesty. Oh, I don't remember what the fabricated thing was that I mentioned. I would love someone to look up the Charles Manson interviews aside from the 1930s failed leadership. I think we just forgot that bad people will continue to be evil even when it's unpopular. They'll just do it quietly until it's okay to drop the mask again. Yeah, Belle the Sun Singer. That's a really that's beautiful way to describe that. Thank you for saying so and for contributing to the stream. Yeah, like I think like one thing I've talked about a lot, and it's something that I want to talk about more, is the fact that good people often don't have the power hungry quest for power kind of thing that evil people have. And that's the unfortunate reality, is that like evil people will definitely take advantage of, you know, any opportunity they can to grab more power. But good people don't want to do that. You know, they don't want to like sully their morals and their principles by doing things that are underhanded in order to achieve power to do something good. You know what I mean? It's like it's very much like most people don't feel like the ends justify the means kind of thing. And so it's like it's a tough situation because like evil people again are willing to go super hard. Also, I remembered what I was talking about with the fabrication thing. Let me go back to that one comment. I lost it. I can't find it. Oh, I don't think it's necessarily fabricated. I think we need to deal with the contradictions with honesty. Snuffy Box, what do you mean? What do you mean by that? I think we need to deal with the contradictions with honesty. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. I do think that there are some people who genuinely are pissed off about social progressivism, but I think that the thing is that it's like it's a very minority of the population, a very vocal minority, and the outrage or backlash to the social progressive movement was essentially fabricated in my mind because it's not representative of the actual views and beliefs of the population. The vast majority of the population of the United States of America do not give a flying fuck about trans people. They do not care about us. They do not want to hear about us. They do not want our politicians to talk about us. They don't want our politicians legislating about us. Like, they literally would just rather the politicians do something else. And that is like 70% of people or some shit. Like, that is like a lot of people, right? And so you get this tiny minority of people who like, and within that 30%, right? Not all of them even care that much either. Like, they might be slightly against it, but the people that actually really, really care about it and are fundamentalists and transphobes at a principled level, Like they are a vast minority of the population. And so the like this cultural zeitgeist, the Overton window, the whatever, the backslide, it's not representative of the beliefs of the American population. And if anything, it's a propaganda campaign designed to make people think that that's the popular feeling of the time when it's literally not. Like literally not. I would love someone to. Oh, I already read that. I'm sorry. Uh, Man, this Iran war better cool off, or I'm gonna have to get involved. Well, I hope you don't have to get involved. Islam is far right. They are plotting for a patriarchal society with America first. Please do not involve me. I'm praying I can dodge the draft. Don't hate Muslims, but most of them are in the America first camp. Well, Deborah, I don't know about that. That sounds a little bit not good to say. Like I don't think that's good to say. They'll always push to make being a dick okay again. Yeah. Karina, like pronouncing Jack. Jack. I, I'm sorry, I fucked up the name pronunciation. I'm not perfect. Um, we need a MATF movement, make America trans friendly. Yeah, like yeah, macromolecular crowding, epigenetics, cell signaling, is basically how molecules cells emergently interact. Also, queries by line. Um, I have met some very progressive Muslim queer people. We are in the wrong 1%, unfortunately. I think we're in the right 1%. You know what I mean? Like, do you want to be a part of the rich 1%? Because I don't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I am not I am not bothered by the fact that I'm trans. Like, I don't regret being trans. I don't wish I wasn't trans. Like, I love myself. I love my life. I love the journey that I've been on for with self-discovery and coming to peace with myself and everything. Like, yeah, it's been hard. It's been tough. And it's not perfect, but you know what I mean? Like, I would not want to be a billionaire or a millionaire. Like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want that shit on my soul. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is corrupting. And if I ended up making that much money somehow on the internet, which I very, very much doubt I ever will, but like if I ever hit that point where I'm pulling in like Hassan level money or some shit, then like I would probably just donate like a ridiculous amount of it because I don't want that shit staining my soul. I don't want to have a huge cost of living. I don't want to have a crazy big house. I don't want like a bunch of fancy shit. Like I just want to live without worrying about like being hate crimed or whatever. Um, it's like how genes are made out of the same nucleotides, but how they are organized creates information similar concepts applies to cell project. The far right uses people like Obama and Ilhan Omar. Leah, you are America's most wanted, huh? Yeah, apparently. I'm not liking the anti-Islam stuff going on in the chat right now. Yeah, I don't think that that's like I don't think that that's like good to be like we don't need to be generalizing about people here, right? Like I disagree about disrupting. I believe that folks see us just as normal wins way more allies. Um I like I've talked about this before in the sense of like, you know, like we don't want to shout people down, we don't want to like forcibly make people uncomfortable because then like they do kind of like put walls up against us. Like I do think that that's a thing. Um I don't know if that also means that like dressing a little like flamboyantly is like that as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I would put that on the same level. Like, I do, like, again, like, I don't think we should shout people down. I don't think that we should bully people. I don't think that we should, like, you know, whatever, like the Twitter leftism bullshit about, like, how we interact with people. I think that stuff needs to die, like, yesterday. But, if you're going to the VA wearing a bunch of pride shit, like, I don't know I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm sure that there are some people that would see that and be like, "Oh, that's kind of cringe and whatever," but like I don't know if that is going to like be a dramatic enough of an emotional reaction for them to be like, "Ooh, fuck these people" or whatever. You know what I mean? But we can talk about it. You know, it's not like I'm not trying to shut down the conversation or anything like that. I think it's worth talking about for sure. Um see. I like wearing trans pride pins. Yeah, I love wearing stuff like that. Uh, Rainbow thing was originally in the 60s with old tie-dye. I like wearing black and gray, kind of punky with a small splash of color like a trans pin. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. The only pride drip I have is a keychain my girlfriend made me, and I take that thing off before I go to the gas station. I'm not built for self-defensing and angry Midwestern Bible thumper. Yeah, no, I mean, I understand wanting to feel safe. Like I have a trans pride pin on my backpack, and I sometimes wear a trans pride bandana. I used to, when I painted my nails, I would paint them trans pride colors, that kind of stuff. And that's just because, like, I do live in Ohio. So when I go out, like, if I do dress, like, if I were to put on a bunch of extremely pride oriented stuff, like if I were to wear, a trans pride shirt and like a rainbow leggings and like all that stuff in my part of the woods in Ohio, I do think people would have an extremely negative reaction to that. And I think that it would cause some sort of stir wherever I go, in the sense that like people would be like pretty uncomfortable with that. And I'm not saying that I'm trying to coddle their feelings or anything, but it is almost sort of a safety issue where I live, where like if I go too hard on the pride gear, it does increase the chances of someone like being stupid about it and coming against me about it. It's nice to me to just step away from everything that's happening and just live my life as a fox in Minecraft, hunting, foraging food, running from wolves, and living a whimsical life. Yeah, exactly, exactly. You need to have things like that, Acacia, and I appreciate that you do. So thank you, and keep that up. And for everyone else, hobbies, yo, hobbies, things and like I don't mean just playing video games. Like, yes, playing video games, watching TV, that stuff can be a distraction and can be good and everything. But like, you need to find stuff in your life that brings you purpose, that brings you like a reason to live and to move forward. Cause like things are gonna get dark, right? So you need to have a goal in life. You need to have purpose and drive and ambition and this kind of stuff to get through these hard times. So, like, yeah, like, Acacia, I'm pretty sure you're an artist, right? So, like, that's your thing, probably. And so, keep up with that. Enjoy the Minecraft when you want to decompress. And yeah, you're doing great. So, thank you for being you. At least the Dems are not trying to make our life hell. Well, Shelley, that's not exactly true because they're doing less than nothing to stop it from happening. And as a matter of fact, most Democrats are obviously being told by consultants that they should throw us under the bus and run away from us at 100 miles per hour. Like, look at Gavin Newsom. You cannot say that Gavin Newsom is going to protect us or that, like you can't say that life is going to get better under Democrats because like look at what happened under Biden. Yeah, sure, he passed the Title IX shit. That's cool for 4 years, but like 800 anti-trans bills a year under Biden. You know what I mean? Like that shit is not going to fly. Like, and these Democrats are not doing anything to stop this shit. They're doing literally nothing. And they're not going to try to make things better for us. Like we have to get over this idea that the Dems are allies because they're literally not. They're literally not. They are just as complicit in this anti-trans bullshit as the Republicans because they are not doing nearly enough. Nearly enough. If they were working way harder, if they were actually taking stands, if they were coming together as a party to stand against this shit, if they were doing demonstrations, if they were giving speeches, if they were hosting rallies, if they were doing this or that or whatever, then like yes, I'd be like, cool, Democrats. But like they're not doing a single fucking thing for us. And as a matter of fact, the front runner for the Democrats right now is literally anti-trans. Like Gavin Newsom is literally anti-trans at this point. I love that the younger Democrats charged Keg's breath with 5 counts, but we will see what happens. Yeah. Uh, Newsom will greenlight adult HRT, like Biden greenlit abortion bans. You mean adult HRT bans? Yeah. I don't let news and politics consume my entire being. That's for Vor Dami mommies. Oh my god. I always get compliments, but you be you, and it's part. It is my form of protest against the disappearing trans support. Washington is doing it to the VA. Yeah, and Sydney, you live in Washington. That's a pretty blue state. I can understand how in that state stuff like that is like way more viable and not really a big deal, and no one cares. And so I'm not coming out against you about wearing all the pride stuff. It's just we're having a nuanced conversation about like what works for different people. So again, I don't think it makes sense to like tell someone they're doing it wrong kind of thing, you know. Uh I mean obviously there are certain instances where yeah, it would be like harmful to the community, but I don't think wearing a lot of color is harmful to the community. It's just something that it wouldn't work where I live basically. Is all I'm saying. Also, in function, the Dems are no different from the GOP. One party is evil, the other is useless. Exactly, exactly. It's like the trolley problem. Like, you are on the track, and sure, the Democrats aren't gonna like pull the lever to kill you, but they're not gonna like pull the lever to save you either. Like, whatever course the train is on, the trolley, whatever course that trolley is on, they're just gonna like choose to do nothing. And like whoever that kills is whoever that kills. You know what I mean? Like that's the difference. Is that the Republicans are like, okay, we've got the trolley problem. We've got one person on one track. We've got 5 people on another track. Clearly, the Republicans are going to choose the 5 people because, like, they're going to divert the track from the one person to the 5 people because they seek to disrupt and hurt and kill as many people as possible. So the Republicans are very clearly like, let's make life as terrible as possible for as many people as possible. And the Democrats are like, oh, well, they already pulled the lever, so like I guess there's nothing we can do, sorry. Newsom may give trans people a short win, but everyone else will suffer and Democrats will get worse. Newsom will not give trans people a short win. He will fucking ruin us. Like if Newsom wins the Democratic primary running on this anti-trans bullshit that he has been running on, then he will literally cement that the Democrats are anti-trans. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? If Newsom runs on anti-trans messaging, even if it's just sports, even if it's just whatever, if he runs on that shit and wins, then every Democrat in all of America is going to be like, "Oh, I guess we're anti-trans now." Anti-trans now, because you have to understand that most Democrats are not principled in this shit. They do not care about us. They will go wherever the wind blows. So, like you have to understand that like Newsom picking up anti-trans stances and standing on those and agreeing with fucking Charlie Kirk and all these pieces of shit, like that needs to cause him and like he needs to lose. Like, okay, if Newsom becomes our primary candidate and we move into the general election, I'm not gonna lie to any of you, I genuinely think he needs to lose. Like, I think the Democratic Party needs to learn a lesson that neoliberal, neoconservatism in the Democratic Party, this bullshit that they are trying to run with, that nobody, literally fucking nobody on the left wants. They need to learn that if they take that route, they will never fucking win another election ever again. It doesn't matter how shitty the Republicans are. If you're not going to do anything to fix the problem, then it doesn't really fucking matter who we elect anyway. Woo! Let me catch up on chat. I'm so far behind. I'm sorry. I'm popping off tonight. I knew I'd eventually further get this classification in my lifetime. Welcome to the club, Leah. We live in a collapsing hell world. With hope, we can create a better world out of the shell of the old. I agree with that. I agree with that. Newsom will greenlight adult HRT bans. Yes, I agree. No, they are not. I work on a congressional campaign. They are by and large doing nothing of value whatsoever. Yeah. They are doing what they can. Shelly, I'm sorry. They are not doing what they can. They are not doing what they can. They are not. There are so many things like literally as simple as educating themselves on trans rights, they have failed. Like if you take a Democrat in an interview and you confront them with anti-trans talking points, you will watch as they like squirm in their seat and they're like, oh no, they've hit me with the arguments. I don't know what to like, they don't know what to say. They don't know how to respond. They don't know that a lot of like this sport bullshit. Every time someone brings up the sports issue, you see Democrats do this thing where it's like, well, maybe there's an argument for both sides. Like, no, there's really not. The data, reality, truth sides with the left on this bullshit. Not on this bullshit, but on this shit. You know what I mean? Like the truth is on our side. And the fact that the Democrats have put in literally zero effort to educate themselves on these issues so that they can respond to these points that are being made from the right wing, it's devastating to us. And they need to understand that if it's devastating to us and they're not going to stand up for us, they're not going to get our fucking vote. Woo! Voting in Gavin Newsom is voting the destruction of the Democratic Party. Yeah, exactly. How do you make friends as a baby trans? I struggle a lot. I live in a shitty place right now. I don't know. Your name is Arena. Well, welcome, Arena. I'm happy you're here. Sorry I can't read your name. I'm sorry about that. How do you make friends as a baby trans? Well, online can be a good source of meeting people and finding people that are in similar circumstances as you. But like it can be tough. Try to look for people in your local community. See if there's a support group. See if there's any kind of organizing happening for people, and see if you can get in through that kind of thing. Maybe there's a club culture near you. Maybe you live near a city where there's like some kind of like underground queer club culture kind of thing, and maybe that can be a place for you to find people of like mind and life experiences. Woo! Anytime, Leah. Glad to be here. Thank you. Sorry, but Carney is pretty bad. He recently said AI for everyone and wanted to build AI centers all over Canada. Yeah, no, I agree. Carney is like better than Polyev, but like he's just a neolib. So like Canada is like trailing behind America in the enshittification, but they are on the same path. I mean, emotionally, I don't know what you mean by that. Canada is mostly using AI for calculation resource sector purposes. Being a baby trans is hard. That's true. Being baby trans is hard. It's also a beautiful experience, but it is incredibly challenging. So I agree with that. The fight for civil rights is not won through a single election cycle. True. Also, Canada is automating agriculture because they have a smaller population. Any politician that actually listens to their constituents is worth propping up when they actually work to reflect what the people want. Yeah, I agree with that. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. I'm so sorry. Oh, Risharez, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Democrats are just trying to make life hell for children on the other side of the world and do nothing to protect us from the blowback. Yeah, exactly. XNF XNF, thank you for chatting, for being here, for being lovely, being amazing. Everyone that's hanging out, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button on the stream, that would help me out hugely. It would be wonderful, and I would love that. So please hit that like button. That would be great. I have my link tree pinned in the chat. You can check out my social medias on there. I wish we could vote in someone good who will save everyone, but it's never that simple. That is true. The backlash is created by the patriarchy, but anyway, the stream is not about it, so I will not keep arguing. But as a Canadian, I am not I'm going to support the NDP. No, Evelyn, you are totally. I agree with you that Carney is a neolib, kind of a fucking idiot. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I get you. Like, I get you. You're fine. I believe. I guess it's sad, really. That I've won over somebody for just letting them get to know me. The right has spent. Uh, hold on. We are the 1%, but they harp on. I think there are some contradictions in online woke discourse. To be clear, I'm not anti-woke or anything, but I see a lot of anti-men content online, and I think that it's a tool to bolster patriarchy. Snuffy Box. I agree that the anti-men content is not necessarily helpful. And if anything, the people that need leftism the most are like a lot of men in the patriarchy, right? Like they would benefit a lot from the deprogramming that a lot of leftists go through to like deconstruct propaganda and patriarchal beliefs and internalized homophobia, transphobia, all that stuff. Like I agree that they would benefit a lot from that. So like yeah, like the hashtag kill all men thing. Like that was a dumb fucking thing. I think that's stupid. I don't think that we should do that in the future. I don't think that that should be the way that we message to people, you know? It's very much like the defund police thing where it's like sure, patriarchy is bad, and there are a lot of men who suck, who prop up the patriarchy, but, like, saying that all men are fucking horrific, terrible creatures that want nothing but doom and destruction does not get us any closer to solving that problem. Like, you know what I mean? So I agree that there are like, I made a whole video about things in Woke 1 that I think are dog shit and that we need to be better about. So I don't know if you watched that video or not, but this is very relevant to that. So if you haven't seen it, I make that point plus others. If we really want to talk about who to blame for the AI crisis, it is China and the USA. Alienating men from the leftist movement. By alienating men from the leftist movement. No, I get you. And that sort of ideological tool is used by people like TERFs to attract trans women. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You still haven't been to Pride? You should go, pork chop. Oh my god, I'm so far behind on chat. Let me speed read a little bit. Most of the people I meet are trans. Most people I meet are trans friendly or don't care. Same here. Everyone remember to drink some water, take a deep breath, stretch a little bit. Thank you. I'm gonna do the same. People irrationally think China is so good when it is the cause of the AI issue. If people are literally just saying AI or China is good, like that is such a brain dead, non nuanced point. Like you can't just be like America bad, China good. That is such like it is way the fuck more complicated than that. You know what I mean? Like so yeah, no, don't people saying that shit need to check themselves. I've seen a bit about drafts lately. I was taught that drafts were made illegal a while ago. Is that not true? Are people actually getting drafted? No one's getting drafted right now, but drafts are not like you we can still have a draft. It's they just don't do it is the thing. I'm tired of seeing progressives treating China like a saint. If you hate Carney for his AI, look, no, yeah, agreed. You should not be talking about China as if they're like this utopia or some shit. Like they definitely kick our ass on a lot of issues, like infrastructure, but like they're not perfect or anything by any means. Uh, let's see. People generalize Christianity as evil on the left, saying to not criticize Islam is hypocritical. People generally well, I okay, I do not generalize Christians as evil. So like I have the right to say that you shouldn't criticize Islamic people based on their faith. Like yes, there are shitty Islamic people, there are shitty Christians, there are good Christians, and there are good Islamic people. That is a nuanced conversation, and I do not advocate for the like atheistic fundamentalist kind of like oh all Christians are bad kind of bullshit. I have talked about that a number of times. So if you watch my content, you would know that about me. I would honestly get bored with the amount of people or the amount of money these people have. I would get more joy out of helping others get on their feet than hoarding money. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I need context. I'm so sorry. I'm so far behind. I have no idea what you're talking about. American Christian terrorists have done much more harmful BS than any Muslim. True. More stupid assimilationist, be nice arguments from people who forget you can't argue with a tiger while your head is in its mouth. Uh, Kira, like with all respect, if you think I'm just making assimilationist, I don't know if you're arguing with me or who you're arguing with. I'm just gonna move past it. I get you. I just met our lake of power. Islam has issues too, but it's not inherently worse than Christianity. I'd prefer to live in a classless society where money amount didn't matter and neither did your gender identity. Trans is just a descriptor, but people should be seen as people. Agreed. I don't care if others wear that stuff, but I never get any looks. I am lucky that I pass. To be clear, I'm not like a men's rights advocate or anything. I just think that in a lot of progressive discourse, the language being used is contradictory towards our goals. No, I get it, and I'm not a men's rights advocate or whatever either. Like I'm not. I don't think anyone would think that about me. Like I'm literally just saying that like the discourse, like there are optics and there are strategies that are not helpful and I think it's worth talking about. So I understand what you're talking about. It's like again, you could just like use defund the police as an example. That was kind of dumb. Like we should have focused more on funding social services. That should have been the focus, not on defunding the police because it made people think that we were advocating for crime, which is so stupid. But it is you know like people are not exactly reading nuance in a one line, like in a defund police. Like they don't hear that and go, oh, clearly that means to fund social services and to stop police from interacting with crisis. Like the people don't read into it unless they already know. So like we need to have sayings or slogans or optics that are workable for the American population. Supporting Islam is using the ends to justify the means. It's supporting a far right religion to take down another far. I'm not supporting. Oh my fucking Christ! I'm not supporting Islam. Like I'm just saying that you shouldn't be like all Islamic people are bad. Like that's just so. Like it's always demand more from the victims than the abusers. Not directed at Leah. Okay, thank you for that. Democrats try to win through any means necessary because I was about to crash out a little bit, Kira. I'm not gonna lie. I try to do so much nuance in that conversation to make it clear what my stance is, and I get people all the time in my chat who are like, "Oh, clearly you want me to just like get hate crimes," and it's like, no, I'm not fucking telling you to get hate crimes. Democrats trying to win through any means Democrats try to win through any means necessary. We shouldn't use corruption to solve civil rights issues. Corrupt people cannot be our advocates. I don't think Democrats actually try to win. I do think that's a misnomer. I think Democrats actually don't want to hold power most of the time. They would prefer to just coast, Like I think most Democrats don't actually care whether they hold majority or not. Newsom may be pro-trans, but he'll choose corruption for. No, Newsom is not pro-trans. He's not. Deborah, go look up the Charlie Kirk interview. Go look up all of the interviews that Newsom has done where he has openly admitted that he is not pro-trans. He is anti-trans. He does not want trans rights. Ohio, oof, I'm from Indiana. Shit was rough. I'm in Cali now. It's a bit better. Yeah, Ohio sucks, but I do like Ohio. I just don't like the politicians. The people in Ohio are great, though, for the most part. When did Newsom become pro-trans? He did not. He did not. That is incorrect. A corrupt civil rights advocate will incentivize. Oh my God, how am I not catching up on chat? Jesus Christ, hold on. Living under a rock. I thought Newsom was like Newsom is a transphobe. Yes. Whoever wrote that Minecraft comment, genuinely love you. Love that for you. Yes, my VA is very friendly, and even the other vets are friendly. And it's in the Indianapolis VA. Wait, Indianapolis. I thought you said you were in Washington. I'm sorry. I don't know. Newsom said he doesn't care if people are trans in an interview. Oh my God, Deborah. You need to do more research on this. Lauren, you cannot just assume that one person saying something in my chat is true. Please. Please. If our candidate is pro-genocide and also pro-trans, they're still pro-genocide. That is true, Crag. That is so true. Thank you for saying that. Democrats are just trying to make life hell for children on the other side of the world and do nothing to practice from the. Oh, I already read that. I'm sorry. Of the political chaos. We need a system that exists outside the left and the right, a grassroots movement. I agree that we need a movement that exists outside the left and the right, but it is going to be primarily consistent of left-wing people. Optics are pretty important. Obviously, no judgment to that person, but if those are only visible trans people in public, most people see a real-life confirmation of the person. Sometimes add people to my block list and move on. Just don't support Eastern Europeans occupying Palestinians. So something we need to figure out a way to make it. Newsom does hate pronouns. Yes, and he also hates trans athletes, and he also thinks that we should ban HRT for trans youth. And hey there, Red Fire Blue Eyes. Newsom still wants to put all homeless people into a meat grinder. So what is the point? Yeah, exactly. Newsom is just a garbage person. This is not even a debate. You know what I mean? Like he is a piece of shit, through and through. Slimy, greasy piece of shit. Newsom is like he's not good in any sense of the word. I became radicalized because of our stupid political system is failing us, especially by corporate establishment Democrats. Agreed. Kamala supports abortion, but she'll probably only survive one term. A win for neoliberals is a win for the Republicans. If you elect a bad leader for the Democrats, a Republican win. No, I agree with you there. I don't think Kamala is going to run or win in the 2028 election. Oh my God, how am I not catching up? Holy shit. They are working with Republicans, so this way they can use them as to why we need to keep electing them. Exactly, exactly. The Democrats have no positive affirmative agenda. They only have "we're not Republicans" as their thing. I'm in Indiana. I meant DC. Oh, I'm sorry. Uh, if Kamala Harris is the future candidate, we are cooked. Yeah, no, I agree. Uh, let's see here. Vote pushing the cat for Democratic, whatever it was. Yeah, agreed. They're just fascist light. Yeah, the Democrats are like that. Who do I recommend in the primary right now? Like fucking nobody. And that's just the kind of the thing. Like there's not really anybody. Like I think like maybe AOC, but I do not have a lot of hope for her. I think that she's been in the system for too long. I think she has been corrupted by establishment pressures. Like I think that um it has affected her. So you are shooting yourself in the foot to make a point? Kelly, no, that's not what I said. I may agree with your premise, but 4 years of Republicans will be worse for us and the world. Look, let me put it this way. If we elect a Democrat in 2028, we are electing Stephen Miller as dictator of the world in 2032. Do you fucking understand me? If we elect a Democrat, you are going to get 4 years of delaying the insane decline that we are on. Nothing will change. Nothing will get better. And it will lead, like, Newsom will do nothing. Everyone will get fucked, pissed at him. And then they will elect Stephen Miller as dictator of the world. Like, do you understand what the fuck I'm saying here? Like, this is not like oh, if you don't vote for the Democrat, then the world will end, and if you vote for the Democrat, we're gonna save the world. Like that's not what the fuck is happening here. The Democrats are not. It is not a choice. This is a false choice. Scrolling. Uh, they don't care to learn how to argue the anti-trans talking points. Exactly, and it pisses me off to no end. Or argue against. Yeah, exactly. They're driving their train high on cocaine, Adderall, and grinder subscription. No education on how HRT works, how trans women are often weaker than many cis women. Yeah, exactly. Uh, Transphobia will die when protein reductionism ends. Lauren, I know that you're really educated about biology and all this stuff, but I'm sorry. Like, people are not going to reach that level of understanding of like you have to understand that you are in an ivory tower situation and that you are not connected. Like the general public, frankly, does not give a flying fuck about the biological research that you're doing. Like they do not care. And it will not affect how people view trans people. It may affect how some nuanced like uh like academics view trans people, but it's not going to move the needle for the public. It's just not. Did the FBI really target you? Like personally, we will talk about the FBI stuff. The Republicans are populist, which is why they always beat the Democrats. Democrats like I'm gonna start the video after I catch up on chat, by the way. Biologists are working towards an emergent view of biology. DNC is the Nancy Pelosi party. The RNC is the Workers' Party, and the workers are the majority. Whoa, RNC is the Workers' Party. What the fuck, Deborah? I feel like you need to update your politics. I think they're maybe a little like out of date. Honestly, the only way we change the country for the better is to drop electoral college and just go to the popular vote so that everyone's vote actually counts. Uh, I don't know if that would actually help, to be totally honest with you. There's also a lot of gerrymandering that has happened, so this country has a bipolar ass government with only 4 years for each leader. Baby trans is hard. I'm like 10 years in, it gets better, but it's still hard. Zoran Mamdani has been our only grassroots politician. If America working class aligned with Republicans, then the country is doomed. As for Bernie, I don't think he's good enough. Bernie can't be a good president. Deborah, what the fuck? He's too old, but like if we had given Bernie a chance in 2016, I think he might have actually been able to do something about the direction of the country. No problem, Leah. I tend to hit it, but I forget this time, so thanks for the reminder. No problem. How am I not caught up yet? Holy shit. I'm just gonna scroll. I'm gonna stop reading. Scrolling. You don't need to respond to every comment. I just like to, you know? Like, fuck me for doing the stream that I want to do. You know, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't like it, then you know, follow your dreams. Um, it's also like sometimes the chat is slow and sometimes it's fast. It's just been popping off. Leah being a week behind on chat. That's so true. Yeah, I'll see you all next week. Fred turning with the side eye on the tiger comment. Oh, did he do that? That's funny. Picked up an e-bike to keep me active. Oh, that's cool. I love riding on bike trails. I love that so much. Was it directed at you? I do support defunding the police. Yes, of course. Duh. But that doesn't mean that we lead with that optically. That doesn't mean that that's like the thing that we tell people we want. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, yes, we need to defund the police in order to use that money to fund social programs like social workers and shit. But like you don't tell people that because they're going to misinterpret it and think it's something else. National security matters. Rush don't even get much less characters in the YouTube chats compared to Twitch, it feels like. Let's see. I did have to check Twitch there for a second to make sure. Defund the police just seems more of an issue with branding. My understanding was that about how maybe cops shouldn't be getting Black Ops 3 futuristic. Yeah, no, exactly. Duh, yes. But yes, it is it's a branding thing. Yeah. I agree with the policy of defund the police. I just think that we need to care more about optics and shit. Impossible to have slogans that cover everything with a nuanced stance. Means our system is broken. Not that I hate your uncle. I get that, Turtle Bird, but I think it is possible to have better optics. I don't think that that's an impossible task. Your party is advocating for something that is... Okay, everybody stop chatting until she catches up. That's so funny. When they don't have enough training, anger problems. Shout out to Ohio people. Holy shit. Y'all are chatting so aggressively. What does it matter if he says he supports trans people when he backstabs them feminists? Hold on. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. You will never catch up. The chat keeps chatting. Yeah, I know. I'm trying my best. AOC can't replicate the magic of Zoran. I think that she, you know, isn't gonna be probably our primary candidate. I just don't think I just don't have trust in her. John Ossoff. I don't know enough about John Ossoff. He's like in the Senate or House or something. What does he do? American politician, senator from Georgia. I don't know enough about his stances, but I'm looking at his face right now and he makes me want to punch him. So I'm going to assume that he's a fucking piece of shit and that I shouldn't trust him. He looks like a neolib and I'm going to run with that assumption. I wonder if Rokana is thinking about either running for president or being a House Speaker. I don't know. Rokana is like a bit better. Like he's a little bit better for sure. I don't know if it's good enough kind of thing, but still scrolling. I don't want to turn this into an AOC debate. I am biased because I literally live in district, but I think AOC has to hide her true beliefs because they're not popular enough. You know, Glitchmaster, I would love to believe that, and I would love to believe that AOC is just like hiding her power level until she gets into office, and then she's gonna like fucking go Super Saiyan and like fix everything and do all this like institute, like universal health care and all this shit. Like, I would love to believe that she's like gonna do all that, but like until like I don't know. We don't know, and I don't think that we can really like, we can't survive a gamble. You know what I mean? Like, well, we can, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I trust it enough to gamble it or whatever. Democrats, they are diet MAGA, Kyle Kalinske, that's true. How would a trans woman be weaker than a biological woman? Are you referring to identified trans women or people talking post-operation? So if you take HRT and you go through male puberty and then you take estrogen, you usually have a bigger frame than a cis woman. So like my certain parts of my body are framed differently than a cis woman, right? Like my bone structure, whatever the fuck you transphobes are always talking about. So we have a larger frame, but we have weaker muscles, and also most cis women have testosterone in their bodies. Most cis women have an amount of testosterone in their body. You want to know how much testosterone I have in my body? Literally zero. Literally like zero. Like, it is non-detectable levels of testosterone. So like, and most trans women are on androgen blockers. Like, that's why, because like most trans women have literally no testosterone in their body. So like, we have less testosterone than cis women. We have larger frames. So most trans women, after being on HRT for a period of time, are actually weaker than cis women. And that is a fact. Never gonna play the video? Oh, we're gonna record a video, not play a video. Could also see Shapiro and Pritzker gaining a lot of momentum, even though they're closer to Lib, but better than Gavin. Uh, Josh Shapiro, do you mean? I kind of hate that guy too. Pritzker, I'm not so sure about. I don't know enough about him. Like her stance on voting for defensive arms to Israel, but now she's publicly stated she won't vote for it anymore. I know, but that kind of pissed me off when she was arguing for that. Like, it took her way too long to do that. I feel like 2 weeks after the, like, I don't know. I think this eh. Basically, if Newsom wins, nothing will really happen for 4 years, but worse because he'll just work with the Republicans in order to seem bipartisan, and then we'll get super Trump 4 years later. Yeah, exactly. Uh, I'm almost there. I can see the bar going down. I'm almost there. Bernie isn't as far left as I would like personally. In the end, he isn't going to dismantle capitalism, which is actually what we need. I would like a new world. Well, I would love to dismantle capitalism, but you do realize that if we dismantled capitalism in 4 years, we would all die, right? Like, you do realize that, right? Like, this is not, like, I'm not saying we need incrementalism. That's not the argument I'm making. But I am saying that, like, we can't just, like, elect one president who's going to fix everything. It is going to take more than one. It's going to take more than two. Going to probably take 3, 4, 5 really good presidents to save this country, if it is going to get saved at all. It's like we are in deep. We have been digging a hole for a long time. It's going to take us a while to get out of that fucking hole. Like, so yes, no, Bernie is not as far left as I would like. No, he's not going to dismantle capitalism. But if he did get into office, at least we would get something like universal health care, and it would be a step in the right direction, and it would not just be incrementalist capitalist bullshit, right? Need to cut funding for the military. Yeah, if we cut $100 billion out of the military, we could fucking like feed all the children in America forever or some shit. But we gotta use that to murder children. High key, it needs to replace, not reforming. But yes, messaging. Crime family, the character limit. I think I should be more open to bad optics. People are tired of walking on glass. I think we should be more open to bad optics. Oh, what the fuck? Snuffy, what? What does that even, I'm sorry, what does that mean? What do you mean by that? Because that sounds really not good to me. A lot of people think that defund the police, calling 911 becomes outlawed, and crime against everyday people is condoned by the state. Yeah, a lot of people think that defunding the police means that, like, we are, like, pro gang violence or some shit, which is just so stupid. But again, it's part of, like, why I think that, yeah, the optics and the messaging is kind of important, because, yeah, there are some idiots in our chat right now who heard the defund the police and they jumped in and they're like, "Oh, you're so stupid." And it's like, "No, you're the stupid one for not understanding what we're actually talking about here." Jeff Bezos is the left-wing Elon Musk. No, he's not left-wing. He's not left-wing. Are you kidding me? He's not left-wing. He's not. He's a fucking billionaire. There there is no authentically left-wing billionaire. That is not a real thing. Also, the antithesis of trans is cis or cisgender, not biological. Yes, but that person is a transphobe, so don't think that they're gonna care about that. Can't fix a broken system with zero money. Have to pay for trainers, social workers, and management. We need to change how money is spent. Yeah, agreed entirely. Also, oh, welcome to the chat. First time chat from Shinon. Hello, welcome. Also, first time chat for Kelly Kane. Welcome. Sorry that I am super behind on chat. You've probably had your chat sitting there for a long time. You might not even be here anymore. But let's see. Da-da-da. Any department that fails an audit needs less funding stat. Exactly, and we keep giving the Pentagon more funding even though they've like never passed an audit. I don't understand the AOC doubt. She reminds me a lot of Scheinbaum. I don't know. I'm just doubtful. I feel like back in the like AOC's rhetoric used to be better, and she used to be more of a like less of an establishment person. Oh boy. Oh my god, how am I not caught up yet? Oh my what's preventing Democrat states from implementing universal health care in their states? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that actually. And one of the primary reasons is that our federal government has created or allowed for a system where healthcare is privatized. So like essentially like the state cannot exist as like cannot create a system that does universal healthcare while federally a privatized healthcare system is dominant. So like states, first of all, individual states do not have the funding for that. Like they probably do not have the funding for that. It would almost certainly have to be at a federal level. And actually, it would be more financially stable and probably more affordable if it were done at a federal level. Because if you completely remove privatized health insurance and you move to a public option, then you remove this like price gouging, you remove the competitive bullshit, you remove all of the stuff, and you just end up with a healthcare system that is designed to provide care for people, and the government sort of pays the cost of that. Personally, I don't think elections are the path toward a new world. Can't dismantle the master's house with master's tools. Uh, hey there, Shannon. Welcome. We're so close. I have been on the YouTube chat many times before, but I forgot that I usually watch there. Oh, okay. I gotcha. No worries. No worries. And welcome. Yeah, I think I have seen you in YouTube chat. I recognize your username for sure. By the bad optics thing, I just meant that people want a path forward. I like the way Hassan phrases it. We should be leading people towards a better world, not worrying about optics. No, I agree, but part of leading people towards a better world is talking about it in a way that makes them understand that we want a better world. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Um, you know what I mean? Like I don't think that we need to sit here and browbeat each other over optics like to the end of the earth. But I think there are examples that, and actually Snuffy, I thought you were the one who was making this argument in the first place about like all men being bad kind of being a dumb thing on the left. But like, yeah, like optically, like we need to care about things like defund the police was just a stupid fucking thing. And honestly, a lot of this dumb shit comes from consultant organizations on the left. And they end up making these super dumb things that no one cares about. Uh, you never catch up. We are endless. That's true. Speaking of leftist candidates, the UK local elections are happening on the 7th of May, in which local council representatives will be elected across the country. And it looks like the Green Party is going to win London, according to a recent poll. That's interesting. Unfortunately, the longer you spend in office, the less connected to normal people you become. AOC is not immune. We need term limits across the board. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Candace. That is. Thank you for saying that. Like she is not like she's not especially immune to the corrupting effects of our government. Like she is more resistant to it for sure, but after how many years she has been in office, like I don't know. I don't know. Do we really think that she's going to go against the establishment in the way that we need? Uh Also, I'm on monotherapy estrogen. If you get your estrogen levels very stable, your T levels drop on their own. You don't need a T blocker. There's some people that works for some people and not for others. I am also on monotherapy and my T levels are tanked even though I'm not on a blocker. But like it really just depends on the individual. So like definitely talk to your doctor about it. Don't just do it or whatever. Back in 1974, federal legislation made for-profit hospitals legal, not illegal. I wish they were illegal. Since then, the corruption has built a wall that's going to be hard to knock down. Yeah, exactly. Helen Alt, thank you for that little bit of information there. There is an entire infrastructure that has been built around privatized health insurance. And unfortunately, to dismantle that system is going to be a hell of a lot of work. And it's not going to be as simple as like doing one state with universal health care and then like applying that federally. It's gonna have to start at a federal level, and basically we would have to essentially ban for profit hospitals, for profit insurance companies, all that stuff. Gotta do paperwork. Have a great evening, Leah. You too, Shelly. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you being a good sport about the disagreements and stuff. Again, like I really appreciate everybody. Oh, also, do your taxes, by the way. It is tax day. Either do your taxes or get an extension or some shit, by the way. BT dubs. I almost forgot, and I realized today, and I was like, oh shit. But yeah, thank you, Shelly. I appreciate you. I know that we disagree on some issues and some points, but I appreciate your engagement and thank you for being here. And I want to say that to everybody too. If I call you out in chat and I start arguing with you, that is not me saying I dislike you or I don't want you to be here or anything like that. I appreciate the engagement, even if there's disagreement involved. And so thank you all for uh sorry, Twitch thing. Thank you all for being here and being a part of this stream. I really do appreciate it. When I think of optics, I think of going for the optometrist for the eye test. You can't lead people to a better world unless they want it. Show them how much better things could be if they started wanting it. Yeah, there's no way to control optics when the media is controlled by other people. No, that's it. That is true. That is true that there is no like you can't control all of optics. Like I do think there are controllable factors, but we do have to admit that there are uncontrollable factors and like the media is going to work against us at every turn, but I do think that that almost sort of furthers my argument in a sense where like yes, the media is going to inherently work against us because they are complicit with the capitalist class, but that means that we should not give them any ammunition. Like if we purposefully if we purposely craft rhetoric that is very evocative or hard to understand or easy to misinterpret, then the news is just going to run with that shit. They're going to be like, "Oh, you support Hamas?" You know what I mean? Like they're going to do that kind of shit even though it's pretty clear that people are just anti-genocide. So like, like same thing with the defund the police. I think that it kind of gave ammunition to people that are not good faith actors in order to attack the left and make us seem crazy, which is not at all what anyone on the left was trying to do. But you're right that there's sort of a limit to what we can do there. And I'm not saying that we can solve the issue entirely. I just do think that we could be better. Defund was based, but media chose to focus on it because people are dumb and choose to misunderstand. No, I agree. I agree that people are dumb and misunderstand, but I think that we need to kind of account for that in our branding and stuff. Okay, I'm almost caught up. Almost caught up. It's not even about brainwashing, it's about having convictions and ideas, like, we would stand our by our beliefs that things like cops or tools for empire should be uh, it's not even about brainwashing, it's about convictions and ideas, like, we should stand by our beliefs that things like cops are tools for empire that should be yeah. Snuffy box, I agree with you. I don't know if you think you're disagreeing with me, but I agree with you. ACAB is an interesting one, but it's clearly designed to bait conflict because it makes people knee jerk and say, well, not all. So people say it more to steer a conversation than they do to make legitimate progress against politics abuse. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's kind of like saying like even cops that are well intentioned are bad because the system is bad. But like I get what you're saying. I just think that like if you do the optics poorly enough, it kind of shuts people off. I don't file taxes. Yeah, fair enough. I only remembered because I saw Memdani make a video about taxing the rich. Here's hoping I filed correctly. You were so close. You could do it. Quickly write more messages. Please don't. Um, Hassan Piker literally got Mao's red book. He's a Chinese ass. Oh. Oh, fuck, Deborah. I'm sorry. That's just a bit funny to me. Oh, also, Natalie, thank you so much for the $5. I'm so sorry I just saw it. Cis women have been known to have more testosterone than cis men in some cases, so the trans sports debate is stupid. Thoughts on James Tallarico? I don't know. I'm not in Texas. I don't know enough about James. I don't know if about Tallarico. I don't want to comment on it. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't know enough about the race. Like, obviously, I would rather like not a Republican be in charge of Texas, but like at this point, like they have a super majority, right? So like even if Tallarico what is Tallarico running for again? Is it Senate? Is it Senate? I think so, right? Uh he's a member of the Texas House and he is running for the Senate in Texas. Okay, I see. I mean, I think it would be good, like probably if he won or something. Um The insane thing with media and optics is how the UK talks about anti-trans groups. Sex Matters is a registered charity campaigning for women's rights, but they petition the EU to exclude gender identity from its anti-conversion therapy legislation. Even left-wing outlets do this. Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. I was responding to someone else talking about brainwash. Oh, okay, sorry. I respond to mental health emergencies when my peers are afraid to call the police. Better me than someone with a badge and a gun showing up. Exactly, health. I would agree with that. Orange diaper guy is after you now? True. Yes. Also, please like the stream. That would help me out a lot. I would really appreciate that so much. Also, Natalie, thank you again for another $5. Thank you again. Oh my gosh. James Tallarico uses Christian beliefs for Dem beliefs. I have heard that. I don't again, I don't know enough about it. So, I don't know enough about it. So, you know, what is the thumbnail about? We will talk about actually we're gonna record that video like ASAP as soon as I'm caught up. I'm so sorry it's taking me so long here. So do that no matter what. If we craft a nuanced statement of demand, it's not catchy enough to make a movement around. If we whoop, craft it as catchy and enraging, it has the legs to spread. I'm not saying we need to craft a nuanced statement. I think it needs to be like snappy and easy to understand. Like fund social services, right? Like instead of defund police, fund social services, right? Like, do you think that like the controversy is good for it? Because like, I don't agree. I'm in Texas. I'll back him. Like the like hashtag kill all men. Like I don't think that that was like evocative enough. Like I don't think that like made people go like, oh, what do you actually mean by that? You know what I mean? I'm in Texas. I'll back him, but I'd rather have uh Crockett. Also, I do disagree about your stance on optics, but that's something to have a proper convo over, not short text messages in chat. I mean, sure, but I'm not like opposed to like other people's beliefs or whatever, but you do have to understand that if you talk to me about that, don't expect the whole like me to be like, "Oh, you're right," and I'm gonna change my position or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty. I've thought about this quite a lot, honestly, and it is my stance. And I get that it's an unpopular stance, I have quite a few unpopular stances on the left, but I frankly I don't give a fuck kind of thing. Like I'm gonna believe what I believe, and I don't really care if people push back on me. Like the whole like me being against woke scolding and me saying that we need to be better about educating people and like doing the legwork there. Like I get so you would not believe the amount of pushback that I get on that. People, the second that I say that shit, I get comments, I get messages, I get all sorts of shit from people being like, "You want me to fucking die? You want my uncle to murder me?" People just take my positions and run away with them in these ways. And like it's not like I'm not gonna cave to peer pressure. Like I'm not gonna cave to people just disagreeing with me and me being like, oh well, because like I'm not gonna be audience captured. Like fuck that. If someone disagrees with me so vehemently that they like need me to change my mind on an issue, then they can fuck off and find somewhere else to chat. Um, like it's okay to disagree with me. I'm totally fine with that. But I do draw the line at someone being like, "Oh, it's my job to convince you that you're wrong." Cuz like frankly, that's super egotistical and not something I would want in my community. But we can talk about it. Like we can for sure talk about it. Um, Support Max saying, "Thank you so much, Snuffy Box. Thank you so much for the $10 or for being so active. I appreciate you a lot." Positive campaigning, fund X instead of negative campaigning, defund Y is almost always better. I agree with that, Kenon. I agree with that. I don't think that's controversial. I can understand. I appreciate the argument of like it being controversial might cause it to spread more, but I don't know if that's good or not. Like, sure, like defund the police did spread pretty wide because it was evocative and people ran like the media repeated it a bunch. Like everyone has heard defund the police. Everyone has heard that. But is that a good thing? Is that a good thing that it would like I don't think that it really created a nuanced conversation. I don't think it really created a discussion for most people. I think the slogan in and of itself gave people preconceptions that sort of fucked the conversation from the beginning, in my opinion. Yippee, I'm back. Hey, Leah. Hello. Welcome. Also, hello, everybody. We are Indigo Fox. Thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. You're amazing. We hit 130. And pretty soon, someone will unfollow me and we'll go back to 129. And then maybe we'll go back to 130. So I need more people to follow me to maintain that on Twitch, to maintain that little 130 number there. Also, thank you so much for the likes on YouTube. I did catch up on chat, and now we are going to record the video. I'm going to stand up because I don't feel like sitting. Oh my gosh, my legs. Oh boy. Just give me a second. Gotta let the desk rise. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Video time. Y'all ready? You're not ready, but you are ready. But you're not ready. But you better be ready. Because if you're not ready, it doesn't matter. We're going for it. Fuck it, we're doing it live. I need to get that on my soundboard, actually. The fuck it, we're doing it live clip. That's such a good one. Hold on. Let me write that down real quick before I forget that. Because I am absolutely gonna forget that. I have a note in my phone about soundboard bites that I want. Freddy also just took a big poop in his litter box, and it's stinky. Super stinky, Fred. You got a stinky butt. I'm never really ready. Same. Freddy is ready. That's true. I'm proud of you. I'm ready for... Oh, cool. Oh, thank you. All right, here we go. Let me get the chat up on screen here for the video. Oh, my God. Ugh. Okay. Oh. Fred, I'm scared that your butt is dirty, so don't sit on my chair, please. Don't sit on my chair, please, until you make sure you got a clean butt. I know you just went to the bathroom, and I'm scared that your butt is all dirty. I really don't want to have to wipe it either, so please do your own cleaning there, Fred. So I don't have to do it for you. Okay, sorry, I had to move my chair. Ah! Oh, shit, I'm so sorry. That was probably super loud. Shit. My bad. Apologies. Don't hate me for that or whatever. Okay, here we go. Get ready. Get ready, because we're about to do a video. Video is gonna happen in 10, 9. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna count down. Hmm. Why, hello there, and welcome. Here, actually, let me. You know what? I need to move the chair. This is like super. Okay, there we go. That's much better. And then fix the camera a little bit. Okay, here we go. Why, hello there, and welcome to this video. Today, we are going to be talking about the fact that Trump, the president of the United States, the most powerful man in the world, wants to weaponize the FBI in the most wealthy nation in the world to target me. Yes, me, but not just me, other people as well. And unfortunately, it's trans people. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out my Don't Tread on Me flag here. And certainly everyone in the past who is a conservative who has preached this "don't tread on me" thing, right? Like, they're gonna stand with me, right? Like, they're gonna want the government to leave me the fuck alone, and right, like this, like government overreach and these people who are like, you know, trying to abuse power to hurt the common working person or whatever. Like, I think I remember a lot of discussion happening about that on the right, but for some reason, when it happens to trans people, when the government overreaches and labels us as domestic terrorists, all of a sudden they go quiet, they go silent. They just like, oh, you know, maybe that government overreach is actually kind of good or something, you know. And it's almost like they're hypocrites. It's almost like they have no principles. It's almost like they only care when it benefits them. It hurts other people. So we're going to be talking about that today. What exactly am I talking about? Well, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so here we are, and the article we are reading is this. It's from The Advocate. Trump's new budget turns the FBI into the gender police. The plan casts opposition to traditional values as terrorism and raises fear of political targeting. So here is this lunatic piece of shit, Kash Patel, imaged here. And with the wacky eyes, as always. He actually looks like he's coming down in this picture, so he's probably about 30 seconds away from hitting a fresh bump so that he can fly back up into the sky. But we're going to read a little bit of this article and talk about this. A new budget proposal from the Trump administration seeks to increase federal counterterrorism funding, targeting what it describes as domestic terrorism, including a focus on gender extremism. President Donald Trump submitted a fiscal year 2027 budget request to Congress earlier this month, seeking a $166 million increase for the Federal Bureau of Investigation's counterterrorism efforts. The proposal pairs that funding increase with language urging federal authorities to scrutinize ideological movements the administration casts as a threat to national security. And as you remember, I'm not only a threat to national security, I'm a threat to cosmic security. Like, I'm a threat to the entire cosmos. I have gathered the Infinity Stones. I'm prepared to snap my finger, and I will do it. So the proposal claims that the anti-Americanism, anti-capitalism, and anti-Christianity constitutes emerging national security concerns. It includes domestic terrorists who practice extremism on migration, race, and gender, and who oppose traditional American views on family, religion, and morality. So, welcome to the Christian nationalist white ethno state. Welcome, everybody, because it is now illegal, not illegal, it is now basically terrorism to want to live any differently than the traditional American Christian conservative values. So, yeah, if you stray even from a little bit, like, even if you're straight, even if you're white, if you're an atheist, I'm so sorry. You're betraying American values. We gotta throw you in the meat blender. You gotta die for Israel. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. We live in a world where these people control everything, so that is just the way it is. Under the proposal, addressing those categories would become a stated priority for FBI counterterrorism spending. So, oh boy, I bet my job's going to get a lot more fun from here. The budget also calls for creating a new federal hub to address political violence in America, which it positions as focused in part on leftist ideology, according to the Washington Blade. That center, referred to as the SPM 7 Joint Mission Center. Wow, sounds like an action movie title, right? Follows a directive issued by the Trump administration last year to prioritize investigations into perceived political threats from the left, as previously reported by independent journalist Ken Klippenstein. Civil liberties advocates have warned that the approach risks conflating political dissent with national security threats. Several public interest groups, including the American Civil Liberties Union, have raised concerns that the policy could target Americans based on their beliefs. What? Wait, you're telling me that, like, people believing things other than what conservatives believe is like, what? It's like almost like we live in a country that's supposed to have freedom? What's the word? Is that the word? Is the word freedom? I think that's the word, right? Like, we're supposed to have this thing where we can go around and, like, you can have your own beliefs and you can live your own life and you can, you know, say the things that you want to say within reason as long as you're not hurting anyone, right? And you can do all that stuff in this country. What is it called? Called like Smishmerica or something like that. I don't think it really exists. I think this is like a fake country we're talking about, actually. Um the SPM 7 is a deliberate attempt to sow fear and intimidate and silence opposition to the president's abuses. Hina Shamsi, director of the American Civil Liberties Union National Security Project, wrote in October 2025. The proposal now moves to Congress, where bleh. the proposal the proposal now moves to Congress, where lawmakers will negotiate spending levels ahead of the federal budget deadline of October 1st. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit here. Clearly this is bad, right? This is just bad. Like, it doesn't matter if you're trans or not trans or whatever, it does not matter. Like, I think most sane people would read this and be like, holy shit, this is really bad. This is really bad. It's almost like they are deputizing the FBI to go against political dissidents and consider them to be terrorists. And yeah, it's like, it's not great. Like, it's definitely not great. I do not appreciate that at all. And like literally, I think the only people that can think that this is possibly okay or good are like the religious fundamentalists who already believe that everyone should be a Christian, everyone should be living American traditional conservative values and stuff like that. Like, that is the person who's like, fuck yeah, let's go after these people or whatever. But like, no one else wants this. No one else wants this. And do we want the FBI to, like, well, let me just go through my points real quick here. First of all, first point, already sort of said it before. Grab me my don't tread on me sign, right? Like, let's talk about the fact that pretty much everyone on the right wing says that they're pro free speech. They say that, like, free speech is legal again. Oh, wow. Is it really? Is it really? Because it kind of seems like if I say something the government disagrees with, they're going to, like, personally come to my house and, like, try to, like, arrest me or, like, put me on a list or, like, do something like that, investigate me for things that I'm not doing. So I just, like, all of these people are going to be dead quiet, right? Like all of these conservatives are going to be silent. They don't care. They don't have principles. They like genuinely, as long as they are winning against the people that they hate, that is all they care about. And so like, even though this stuff could come back to them, like, let's be clear. Do you think people that support this initiative are perfect traditional American with traditional views on family, religion, and morality? No. No. Like, let's say you're a MAGA conservative, but you adopted your children. Do you think they like that? Is that conservative, traditional American values? I don't think it is. I think you're supposed to have your own damn kids, right? Like, according to them. Like, you're not supposed to do that adoption shit. I also like wonder about people that may be MAGA conservatives, but might be gay, or they might have a non-traditional family structure, or they might not be Christian, or whatever. And this last little statement, traditional American views on family, religion, and morality. What the fuck does that mean? Traditional American views on family, religion, and morality. Like, you're literally saying out loud that you are policing the you're policing morality. Like it is terrorism to have a different moral structure than the traditional American views on morality, which, like, what does that mean? Like, I think a lot of people would kind of actually say that traditional American values include like slavery, because a lot of conservative Americans are kind of like pro-slavery and pro like a lot of other horrible things. So if you're not pro-slavery, I guess you're a terrorist now, unfortunately. But that's just one of the things I wanted to point out first, is that there's so much hypocrisy. There's no principles for the people on the right. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't care at all. As long as they're winning against the people they hate, that's all they care about. They don't have principles. They don't want the world to get better. They don't want anyone to get better. They don't want anything to get better. They just want people that they hate to suffer, and that's all they care about. But I just think it's funny because a lot of people on the right could get swept up in this, and they don't seem to think about that. They don't seem to think about the fact that they might, like, if you're a meth addicted MAGA idiot, you may not be the perfect example of American traditional values that they're looking for. So you might end up on the shit end of that stick as well. Because guess what? The entire stick is covered in shit. Next point. They want me to give up. That is the point of this. The point of this is entirely to just scare me and make me feel like my life is over, to make me feel like I have no hope, and to make me feel like this is the end of everything for me. And because, like, this is not going to hold up in court. Like, they could try to come after me for like gender extremism or some shit like this, but that shit would shoot right up to the Supreme Court. And like, clearly this is just freedom of speech. This is me just saying my opinions and saying what I believe. And there's nothing about that is like, there's nothing about what I'm doing that in a court of law is going to hold up and make me seem like a terrorist. That is fucking ridiculous. I do not advocate for violence. I do not advocate for terrorism. Like, it's just so brain dead stupid. It's so stupid. So like, the whole point of this is to scare me into quitting, right? Like, there's not actually any enforcement mechanism for this. Like, they might send someone out to like interrogate me or some shit, but like, let's be real here. There's almost nothing that they can actually do to stop me from just talking on a fucking camera on YouTube, right? So like, the point is the fear. They want people to see this. They want people like me to see this and be like, holy shit, I need to go hide. I need to run. I need to hide. And that's just the unfortunate reality of it. Kenzie says, hey, I don't know if you've seen the Law or Order passed in Ohio passed, or at least I think they did, for makeup and more. I know it passed the House. I have not seen whether it passed the Senate. If you're talking about what I think you're talking about the drag ban in Ohio, which is essentially a ban on queer performers. Like, if you're gender nonconforming at all, it doesn't matter if you're in drag, it doesn't matter if you're trans, it doesn't matter if you're cis, if you're like a dude who wears like black nail polish or something at a metal show, like, they're gonna come for you. They're gonna fucking arrest you. They're gonna make you regret the day that you ever lived. So I have not heard if that passed the Senate. I will check that out after I finish recording this video. I did see that it passed the House, but I will check in on that after the video. Thank you for the nudge on that. And then the last point that I wanted to make here is quite simply that they want to scapegoat the trans community, but it's like super clear to literally everybody, like who the real problems are. Like the people that the FBI should be going after are all of these Epstein people, right? Like you have the FBI basically run by Mr. Epstein, the king of pedophiles, right? Is running our government right now. And it's almost like the FBI is being distracted from the job that they should be doing by giving them a job that doesn't matter and is essentially busy work and stuff that will never amount to anything. But yeah, like I think pretty much everybody agrees that the trans community is a scapegoat because the real pedophiles, the real criminals, the real people that the FBI should be going after are the people are the people in the White House right now. Like those are the people that should be behind bars, that should be locked up, throw away the key kind of shit because they have hurt real people. They have committed like atrocities at levels that the world does not understand yet. And I think that frankly it is it's ridiculous. Like I think most people, again, if they see this, they're like, what the fuck is the point of this? You know, like this is not, there's no way to spin this. There's no way to just be like, oh, you know, it's maybe it's good actually that they passed the everyone who disagrees with me is a terrorist bill or whatever, or budget. You know what I mean? So like I I think this is pretty clear cut, right? Pretty fucking clear cut, right? And then we're gonna move on to this next thing here. I just wanted to talk about this real quick. Tennessee passes bill that will make a public list of trans people. House Bill 754 forces doctors to hand trans people's individually identifiable medical information over to the state and then release it to the public. Yay! It's the most dangerous anti-trans bill yet. So today, the Tennessee Senate voted 24-7, with one Republican joining Democrats in opposition, to pass anti-trans House Bill 754. The bill now heads back to the Tennessee House for a quick concurrence vote after it originally passed that chamber 3 weeks ago. From there, it'll head to Governor Bill Lee's desk, where, given his track record, it'll almost certainly be signed into law. As Transcitic, oh, that's weird. As Transcitics reported in mid-March, it's disguised as a bill that aims to mandate insurance companies to cover gender-affirming care to also cover care for detransitioners. This idea, one which Republicans have already passed in Texas and Utah, has the effect of raising trans people's insurance costs, and this is something the bill's main sponsor, Jeremy Fison, explicitly acknowledged last month. However, unlike the other detransition insurance bills, HB 754 will also create what Fison calls a right to public transparency surrounding gender-affirming care, which mandates that providers report statistics regarding all gender transition procedures to the Tennessee Department of Health. And the data being demanded is highly specific. Aside from the person's age, biological sex, procedure information, providers would also be able to would also be forced to report a person's state of residence, the date on which a patient received a transition procedure, a complete list of any diagnoses that a trans person has received of neurological, behavioral, or mental health conditions. On top of this, doctors will also have to submit their own names and contact information. A last-minute amendment proposed by the bill's Senate sponsor, Brent Taylor, removed the county reporting requirement that was present in the original bill. So, this is horrific. This is like literally, let's create a public registry where you can see the names, you can find out all about the trans people. Like this is really bad. We have HIPAA, like, which is not a perfect thing, right? But like we have the idea of HIPAA where like your medical information is supposed to be incredibly sensitive and private to you. And then we're looking at a population of people, trans people, and we're saying, oh, actually, I'm sorry, you specifically don't deserve human rights. Like everyone else deserves rights. Everyone else deserves privacy of like medical information, all that stuff. It's just kind of like a right for humans, but because you're trans, you actually don't get those rights. You don't get it. Sorry. Sorry. No rights for you. Rights for me, no rights for you. Well, not rights for me, obviously. I'm speaking as if I'm the person who's getting these theoretical rights, right? But this pisses me off because this is some bullshit that like people are constantly going are talking to me in my comments about. Like I get people all the time who's like, name one thing, name one right you don't have as a trans person in America. They're like, what do you even what do you even do, like what even you know, like they do this shit where they act like there's nothing wrong and nothing happening and nothing bad happening. And then they go and they pass shit like this where it's like the make trans people a second class citizen bill or whatever, or like the like the trans people don't deserve human rights bill. You know what I mean? And then people come into my comment section and they're like, what rights do you not have? Huh? We're all the same. And it's like, oh my fucking god, I'm gonna crash out on these people. So yeah, that is what we are talking about today. We are talking about some horrific shit, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you all that there are even more bills that I do not have the it's not the courage or whatever. It's just like there is so much bad shit happening right now. I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I can't talk about all of it because it would just be too much. And I frankly, like, I think it's important for you all to be aware that this kind of shit is happening. But I don't think that it's important for me to cover literally every terrible thing that happens because frankly, I think that like if you care about the trans rights in your state, you should be following that shit. You should be like on Substack. You should be following people like Aaron in the morning. You should be following people like whoever wrote this article, Alexandra Vaca, who I'm not like super familiar with, but you should be subscribed to people who are transitics. That's what they're called. Okay, sorry. But you're going to need to be like up to date about this shit. And I'm sorry, like I'm not the person to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't think that would be good for my community. I don't think it would be good for the channel. I don't think it would be good for our for anything for me to just hyper fixate on every story of every bad thing that's happening in all across the United States because I would be making hundreds of videos a year and it would be very doomer pilled and it would definitely not help anyone with the mental health crisis that we are currently suffering as a trans community due to the fact of these unprecedented attacks in America. But all of this is basically just to say that like if I go missing, if something happens to me and I just don't come back or whatever, then fucking know that like I want to be here. I am not suicidal. I do not want to end my life. I do not want to stop doing this job. I want to keep advocating for trans rights. And pretty much the only way they're going to be able to stop me is if they like actually come after me and like arrest me or some shit. But it kind of sounds like that's what they want to do. It kind of sounds like that's what they would like to happen. And unfortunately, I think that like they are getting scarily close to achieving that. Now, again, I do think that the mechanisms of enforcement are probably not very strong here, and that this is more of a virtue signal. This is more of like a we want to just scare the absolute living shit out of every trans YouTuber and every trans advocate and every trans whatever, so that we all quit and run away and hide and shit. But like frankly, like I'm not scared. Like I'm not doing anything wrong. As a matter of fact, I'm embodying the spirit of American uh freedom and like I am living the American dream in the sense that like I am living a life of the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness for myself as a trans person, right? The right to live my life as my authentic self in a free country where I'm allowed to be myself. And they are trying to make that impossible because they don't want a free country. Like Republicans, conservatives, they don't want a free country. They want an authoritarian country, and they have made that very clear. The second Trump administration has made that very clear. They talk about freedom, and then they go and they create concentration camps, and they lock up immigrants, and they treat them like animals, and they suffer these human right abuses under the hands of these horrific people. And then like there's the genocide and the Palestinians. I think there's so many reasons that it's clear that the Republicans are psychopathic. And now, are the Democrats better? Not really. They are also psychopathic. They are just psychopathic in a different way, a less overtly terrible way. But they are still terrible. They still won't do anything to solve this. They won't fight back. They won't argue against this shit. They won't make a stand. They won't create waves. They won't do anything about this because the Democrats have been told by their consultants and their advisors that trans people are worth throwing in the meat blender for the sake of capitalism, and that we don't deserve to have the backing of a party because it's maybe a little uncomfortable for them to argue for us and argue on our side. So yeah, I kind of not good. Kind of not good, right? But again, this is just another reason that we can point out, like, clearly this is more than just like, this is like literally targeting a population of people is what this is. And like, something needs to be done about this. We need a leader who's going to make it impossible for this kind of shit to happen in the future. What does that entail? Fuck if I know. But like, all I know is that if we accept that it's impossible to save ourselves, it will be impossible to save ourselves. But if we accept that we may have to break a few eggs or some shit, we may have to like cross a few boundaries to get done what we need to get done to save the lives of trans children across the country, I think it's worth it, right? Like, if we were to break decorum and sort of like bend the rules or whatever for the sake of protecting people, I think that would probably be a worthwhile use of quote unquote abuses of power, right? If the right wing, like, that's the thing, the right wingers will go like, let's institute fascism and do all of these things that are like unconstitutional and illegal and impossible. And like, they don't let the fact that it's unconstitutional, illegal, or impossible stop them from trying to do it. You know what I mean? Like, they have, the Republicans have an ideal about like destroying this fucking country and turning it into this capitalistic hellscape. And like, it doesn't matter if it's illegal. It doesn't matter if it's unconstitutional. It doesn't matter if it's human right abuses. They don't care. They just want to achieve their goals. And so they'll stop at nothing. And Trump has made that very clear. Like, that's the kind of president he has been, is someone who will destroy everything to achieve the goal that he wants to achieve. And like, frankly, we need that kind of audacity on the left. We need people on the left to have the audacity to say, like, it doesn't fucking matter if the parliamentarian is going to say no to some dramatically useful, helpful thing to the American people. It doesn't matter if there's some red tape. It doesn't matter if there's some people standing in the way. We need to like start viewing those as roadblocks we can get past in order to achieve things to make life better for people. We can't keep doing this shit where it's like, oh, I would really like to protect the rights of trans people, but unfortunately there's no mechanism right now. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. The Republicans won. Sorry, you just have to die. I'm so sorry. Like, we can't keep doing this shit. We can't. They will stop at nothing to take our rights away. So we need to stop at nothing to protect our rights. And no, I'm not advocating for terrorism, in case someone wants to take this out of fucking context. I am not advocating for terrorism. Even though I guess technically me living my life is terrorism now, I guess. So yep. This is a really horrible thing. A really horrible thing. An idiotic transphobe who has commented hundreds of times on my channel, someone who is a loser and has no life, just commented in chat and says, "You haven't lost any rights." And to that I would say, read this fucking article, you dumb piece of shit, because this article clearly states that we are literally having our rights stripped away. And if you don't acknowledge that, you are fucking pathetic. Because you are literally denying reality, and you're delusional, and you're psychopathic. So I just wanted to make that very crystal clear. Anyway, I think I'm just going to try to keep this video rather short and snappy for the algorithm, so that the algorithm likes it and goes, nom, 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 this is a watchable video. Nom, 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 nom. Look at me not making a 30-minute video. Actually, I have no idea how long I've been talking. It might very well have been 20 or 30 minutes. But the point is that I'm trying. I'm making an effort, okay? So don't at me about how long my videos are. I try my best, okay? Anyway, Thank you all so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. All that stuff would help me out greatly. It would really, really be wonderful. Please, please, please support me. I am trying desperately to do everything I can to fight for our community, to make things better for us, to do what I can. But only by growing this platform can I make a difference. So by supporting either monetarily or non-monetarily, you can make a difference and you can help, like push forward my attempt at a civil rights, engagement here on YouTube. It would really mean a lot to me. I'm doing this as a full-time job right now, and eventually if my channel does not grow fast enough, I will have to get a job, and then that will hinder my ability to be here and to make content. So I would definitely love to just keep making full-time content here on YouTube. It would mean a lot to me. I really do appreciate all the support I already get, all my channel members, all the Twitch subscribers, all the Patreon people. Thank you so fucking much. I like genuinely cannot express how much I appreciate you in words, because it does not achieve the effect that I am trying to achieve. But just do know that it means a hell of a lot to me, and moving forward into the future, anyone who's supporting me right now, you are laying the groundwork for the future of my platform. Just could not be here without people supporting me. So thank you so, so very much. If you want to support me, their links are in the description of the video. You can find it. You can find my Discord. You can find all that wonderful stuff. And I recommend that you check that out. Definitely would appreciate anything that you're able to do, even if it's just word of mouth, even if it's just telling other people about my channel. Stuff like that is so helpful. It's so helpful. So please, you know, anything, whatever. Follow me on Twitch, YouTube, stream on both. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is my schedule. During the summer, I go to a lot of flow festivals. I'm a fire artist, a flow artist, or whatever. Craig Nymph, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. But I am quite busy during the summer, so it'll be a little more sporadic. But I will try to be here when I'm not at events as consistently as I can. Also, Anime Sidekick Gal, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships on YouTube. That is so amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. You're amazing. You're wonderful. You're the best. Thank you. And now I am going to do a Patreon shout out. So give me 1 second here. Uh you're going to see Patreon people popping up on the screen right now. These are people who are supporting the channel. They are my regular tier members, the people that are supporting. Super appreciate that. But now I would like to shout out my super supporters. These are the people that are doing the most. They are contributing to my channel in a way that I cannot I cannot possibly appreciate enough. Like genuinely, my super supporters, you're amazing. Like thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. So we have Daniel Malloy, Art, Katie Starr, William the Conqueror, Mark Yablonsky, Gwen Vaughn, John Crane, Andrea Yohara, Kira, Sophie's Left Florida, Ultraviolet Vadu, Cassidy, Kate, Fiona Dobson, Cal Fiore, Trisha Pizafred, Katie Bug, Melanie Skelton, Sarah J. Buck, Nikki Notzel, and Sam Howard. Again, you're incredible. All of you are incredible. You're doing so much for me, and I hope that I make it worth it. I hope that my content is worth what you do for me, because it's a lot, and it really means a lot to me. So anyway, I appreciate all of you. Stay strong throughout this hard time. It's dark, right? Like this is dark shit, and I don't like to talk about it. I don't like to be in this position or in this in this spot, but it's where we're at, and we got to hold each other close. You got to find friends, you got to find love, you got to find support, you got to find community, you got to organize, you got to do what you can to survive through this difficult time. Just know that in a vague sort of non-parasocial way, I love all of you. I appreciate all of you, especially the people who engage and support and do all that stuff. It really means a lot to me. And with no further ado, I'm just gonna wrap up by reminding you to do a very simple thing, which is to drink some water. I love water. Love water so much. Okay, well that was the video. Let me mark 2:10. I think I was recording for about 20 or 30 minutes. Oh, 2:10. Okay, and I will be right back. So 1 minute. Okay, hi. Anyway, um, cool. Um, no, I had to run to the bathroom real quick. I had to pee really bad. So that's what I did. Yep. So thank you everybody for the wonderful time so far in the stream. Yes. So I was ending the video, not the stream, but I actually do need to also end the stream. So I know what I keep saying this. Like I feel like it feels bad when I end the video with the stream because the stream, like, like, I don't know. Like, I want to do the video recording early so that I can chat after the video recording with everybody. But I feel like I keep doing this thing where I start talking and I start talking and I start talking. And then eventually I get to this point where uh I like, I like have to record and I'm like, oh shit. And then I gotta record and then it's like, oh shit, the stream needs to end because it's like it's like I run out of time or whatever. I was not over with stream. I'm so sorry. I think everyone thought the stream was over and a bunch of people left. Which is fine. It's totally fine. It's kind of my bad for not saying that before I yeah. Running ads? So actually, Ashlyn, I'm always running ads now. I changed it so that, like, basically when I was doing the manual ad entry thing on YouTube for streams at the end, it like literally I was making like $0. Like it was not making. I don't know why it doesn't work. But yeah, I had to put on automatic mid roll ads in order to make money from the streams. So unfortunately, automatic mid roll ads are happening. I wish I could just do all the ads right at the end, but unfortunately YouTube won't let me do that, which is really dumb. You give me gender envy, not gonna lie. Well, that's very kind of you. But I hope that eventually you give yourself gender envy. You know. Wait a second. Explain the title. I just recorded a video that explains the title, so I feel like if you want to, if you want to engage with that, then feel free to uh watch the VOD or the video when it comes out. The video will come out like probably Saturday or Sunday. But you know, the VOD is here. Uh, I wasn't sure. It doesn't show on Turbo. Yeah, no, I get you. Oh, for earlier, I'm not trying to change your mind, by the way. I just prefer talking to people than chats. I deal with dyslexia and I hate text chat. No, I get it. I think that fundamentally text is like a inferior way to communicate effectively. Like not all the time, but a lot of the times it is, because like it's just usually more effective to have a conversation in person where you can actively read the intentions and emotions of the other individual. I firmly believe that for most things. There are a few instances where obviously like you should just do what's more comfortable for both people involved, but yeah, and Kira, I'm open to have that conversation with you. Again, like I'm not the kind of person who's just like, "Oh, I'm right and everyone else is wrong and fuck everybody else." Like I have arrived at my positions by listening and engaging and understanding and integrating people's um understandings and beliefs when congruent with mine, right? Like I've talked about this with a couple friends recently, but I think that like a lot of people when they study philosophy or they study political theory or whatever, like they're trying to find someone who agrees with them 100% and then justifies their beliefs, and that's what most people are looking for. But I think that I think a better route is to think that like you're, instead of trying to find someone to justify your beliefs, you're trying to create and craft and cultivate a belief system that includes people who are making good faith uh like gosh, it's hard, I guess it's hard to talk about politically, but like philosophically, for instance, let me just use philosophy as an example. A lot of people will study things like Greek Stoics, right? The Greek Stoics, I don't really think that anyone is actually a Greek Stoic nowadays. Like most people are not that. So a lot of people read Stoicism from the Greeks and they're like, you know, like it's not right, it's not correct, or whatever, and then they don't get anything from it. But I think instead, like if you read Stoicism, if you read some of these Greek Stoics, you can kind of learn some shit from them, right? Like you can kind of learn lessons about the way that they viewed the world, and maybe like the pragmatic or uh like you can integrate their understanding of the world without accepting their entire worldview uh like as is, right? Like, does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to say that so and so was right about everything to understand that the way that they're framing stuff and perceiving stuff and interpreting stuff is like creates a certain understanding that you can then integrate and bring back into your own personal philosophy, and therefore broaden your understanding and your view of the world to be more uh well-rounded and not as uh yeah. I know I need to get out there and get into more conversations for getting people on our cause and movement. Having a vision is one thing, finding the people to share it with is something else. Yes. Like most things, like let me put it this way. Stuff is not brought into reality until you talk about it with people. Like until you talk about something, until you bring it into reality out of your brain, it exists only as an idea and therefore does not exist in actual reality the way that, you know, things do. Like yes, you can have an idea. Yes, that idea is real. I'm not trying to make an argument from existence because I fucking hate arguments from existence. They piss me off. But genuinely, like um you know, you can think about something to hell and back, but until you actually say it out loud and take steps in that direction, like it's just nothing. It's just nothing. But I'm not saying you're doing nothing, Grace. I am not saying you're doing nothing. You are doing actually kind of a lot, and so I think you maybe have a little grace for yourself, because you are out there having conversations with people, and you are out there uh fighting for a movement and fighting for a person who wants to make a change, and so like you can't do everything. You can't do everything. Um so don't expect too much from yourself and then like create like a failure feedback loop where you like feel like a failure all the time, because like genuinely it's really easy to do that. Like I'm often really hard on myself where I get into these I start to feel like I'm just a YouTuber. I'm not actually affecting change. Like I kind of suck. Like I should be doing more. outside of this, blah 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 blah. Like I get really down on myself sometimes, a little bit self-critical about the effect that I'm actually having on the world. And like I'll be honest, like I think that that's just a toxic part of my mindset where um like I'm just extremely self-critical, and it would be better if I just accepted that like I'm doing what I can, and that's better than nothing, and I should be proud of myself for that. You know? And like I feel like I have done stuff. Like I have made a difference in some way. Sydney, I don't know if I thanked you for becoming a member, but thank you for becoming a member. Supporter plus too. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I can't remember if I thanked you or not, but thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for engaging with the conversation earlier and for being such a good sport about the disagreement. I feel like I have to say that to people, but like genuinely, when people show up in my chat and we have a disagreement and it goes okay and everyone's like fine afterwards, it makes me really happy that we can have that in this space, because I have existed in a lot of leftist spaces where you are not allowed to have this kind of disagreement and for it to just be like, it is what it is kind of thing, where like we can all agree to disagree and just move on with our lives and move on with our days and whatever. And I think that's beautiful. And I think genuinely, like, it helps to cultivate an understanding of each other, and it helps to realize, like, there's an acceptable tolerance within disagreement within the left. That's totally fine and valid and understandable. And I think that, like, you know showing that we're tolerant of that is important, and that's why I try to craft my community the way that I do, because like I want people to see that I am tolerant of disagreement within my chat and within my community, and that I'm open to talking about those things, and I'm not just going to immediately shit on someone or shut them down just for disagreeing with me. Now, if someone says something extremely ignorant and out of pocket and like rude or whatever, then yeah, I might pop off a little bit. I might shit on a couple people here and there. But I do want people to understand that like I am all for the good faith discussion and the good faith debate, and like people on the left that are actually trying to have a conversation about stuff and try to like talk about stuff and share their viewpoints. Like, I am not the kind of person who's gonna be like, well, yeah, you're not doing it the way I do it. Like, what the hell? Like, I'm not gonna be that person. Like, I don't want to be that girl. Um, so yeah, the best way to understand the Stoics is to match it with studying the competing philosophies, cynics, hedonists, and the politics of the time. Yeah, no, that's true. Like having a historical framework for it is really important, especially with philosophy, because philosophy developed throughout history. The schools of philosophy um rose and fell with the developments of the understandings created with philosophy, if that makes sense. Where like existentialism is a response to nihilism. Existentialism does not exist in a vacuum. It is not a belief structure that arose out of nothing. It is a philosophy that it is a school of philosophy that was directly a response to nihilism. Like philosophy arrived at the conclusion historically through the nihilist era that meaning is not inherent. There is no inherent objective meaning in the world, therefore everything is meaningless. And existentialism is essentially the response that says, okay, maybe everything is inherently a little bit meaningless, but we are like meaning making machines. We are like people that like we thrive off of value, and we apply value to things. And so existentialism is saying that like maybe there's no objective grounding for our there's no objective grounding for our belief structures and our values. You can't like point to something and be like, no, I'm right because of this. But it like subjective value structures are still value structures, and they still exist, and it's okay to put stock in them, and it's okay to have them, and it's okay to do that. And so like existentialism is essentially the historical moment of giving permission for people to exist with subjective value systems, and feel okay with that, and to not feel the necessity of having to ground everything in some objective framework, like ethics and stuff. Like a lot of modern bioethics is very based on the idea that like there is no definitive this is the right moral thing to do. It's more of a complicated conversation than that. You probably missed my reply to your disagreement. I just met the power base. Oh, okay. Sorry, I think I probably did. Can't derive ought from is. True. Anyway, yeah, I do probably need to get going here. This is a very fascinating conversation. But I do need to I have, like, an event at a friend that I need to go see and hang out with and stuff. I do super duper oh, Snuffy Box, thank you for the dollar, by the way. I don't remember if I shouted you out for that or not. I genuinely I'm sorry if I ever miss, like, a super chat or something. Super sorry about that. I try my best. It's just, like, Restream doesn't like, there's like, on YouTube, it, like, independently of the chat, there's, like, an alert system that shows me when stuff happens, and same on Twitch, but I'm looking at the Restream chat, like, almost all the time, because, the Restream chat has the YouTube and Twitch chat, and so it's like, I don't know, maybe I should just have the pop out maybe I should just pop out the YouTube chat, and then I should pop out the Twitch chat. Can I do that? Let me try this real quick. So, like, I can pop out both of them. Where did it go? Um, okay, so go to the Restream tab, which I guess I don't really need, right? Like, I guess, do I need the Restream tab? I don't think I do. So if I minimize the Restream tab, I have the YouTube chat right here, and then I have the Twitch chat right here, and now I can see all the alerts without having to ever miss anything. Holy shit, this is actually so smart. What the fuck? Oh my god. Innovation. It's the innovation nation. Just kidding. Super regressive nation. Have a nice time with your friends, girly. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And welcome, Brent. I'm sorry, I'm ending the stream pretty much right now. I have to go run to hang out with some people and enjoy a lovely evening. But it has been a great stream. I had, wow, 2.5 hours. Holy shit. This stream flew by. Like, genuinely, I feel like I talked about like a couple things, read chat for like an hour, and then we did that video, and it's like boom, boom, boom. It's just like back to back. Wow, amazing. But thank you all for being here. Thank you all for the support. As we head out of here, if you haven't liked the stream, that would help me out a bunch to help it reach a broader audience. Just tell people about my channel, join the Discord, do all that wonderful stuff, whatever you want to do. I appreciate all of you so very much. We will have a chill Friday stream. We will have a Friday stream that will be like just chatting basically, or something like that. Maybe video games. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do, but we will have that chill Friday stream. Anyway, the video will come out on probably like Saturday or something like that. I'm not exactly sure uh what what's going on there. But anyway, I super appreciate all of you. Thank you all so very much. And yeah, I'll be back Friday. So stay safe and remember to drink some water.
Baking pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what.
You talking to me?
Hey, Freak Show! You're going nowhere!
How you spell us, right? You spell us, U.S. I just picked that up. Has anyone ever thought of that before? I just picked that up. A couple of days I'm reading, and it said us. And I said, if you think about it, us equals U.S. Our leader is a stupid person.